Hello, welcome to the State Court Money Blueprint training series. In the previous video, I explained to you what this diagram is, and I told you that this diagram holds the key to actually making a lot of money on State Court. And I told you that if you follow this particular diagram exactly the way that we've presented it here, you're going to do your first 100,000 naira or your next 100,000 naira on stakecourt.com. All right, so today we're going to be getting into it. I want to begin to explain step by step the entire process. So by the time we're done, you're going to know exactly how to set up this little monster right here. All right, so it's going to be very fun between me and you in this particular training. So basically in the last video, the introduction, if you not watched it, it is probably above or below this one. I explained this whole concept to you. I told you that first of all, you need to create what we call value posts. Value posts get people excited about the opportunity that you're selling in the marketplace. And then you need to, from your value post, send people to a community. So this is a community where you're bringing every single person that is interested in the idea or the opportunity that you're selling. You're bringing them in one place, and that's one place where you bring them in is the community. All right, so now once people come into the community, then you need to prepare them for the next step, and the next step is where you get them to the webinar. So the webinar is where you demonstrate your opportunity. So the value post, you tell them about the opportunity, you get them excited about it, and you send them to the community. Then when you get to the webinar part, this is now where you demonstrate your opportunity and ask them to make the buying decision. All right, so now for every single person that do not buy, you send them messages following up on them, asking them to come back and buy. So basically that's the whole blueprint, but we're going to be breaking everything down. And in this video, we're going to explain in detail how to create value posts. All right. Um, let me. But before we get into that, the first thing you need to do is to create an account at docs.google.com. So docs.google.com is going to like give you access to something like this. What I'm using to work now is called a Google Doc. So on the Google Doc, this is where you are going to be writing most of your write-ups, and then you're going to have it saved in the cloud. So that way you don't lose whatever you've written. This is the best way to do it. I mean, they have a mobile app. You can download the mobile app and use the mobile app. The next thing you want to do is to create a YouTube account and a YouTube channel. It does not take 5 minutes. If you have a Gmail account, it is super easy to create a YouTube channel. All right, so don't get overwhelmed. And it's very important you do all of this because we are going to be using all of this throughout this training program. Okay, so you create a YouTube account, you create a YouTube channel. It's very easy. You can watch a free video online to see how to do that. The next thing you're going to do is to go to streamyard.com and create an account. So streamyard.com is where we're going to be doing our webinars and creating our videos. So right now, I am creating this video with StreamYard, and I am, basically creating this video with StreamYard. All right, so it's very easy, it's amazing, and all of that. So the next thing you're going to do also is to create a Telegram or WhatsApp group. All right, this is very important. This is where you're going to build your community. So the StreamYard is where you're going to create your webinars, and your Telegram or WhatsApp group is where you're going to create your community. Your docs.google.com account is where you're going to create your value post. All right, and the next thing you are going to do is to find your 100-to-1 playgrounds. 100-to-1 playgrounds. We're going to do that. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So the 100-to-1 playground, let me go down. This is not popping up in my screen. Okay, so the 100-to-1 playground is exactly where you're going to go to find people that are more likely going to buy what you sell, the opportunity that you sell. That is where you're going to be doing all of that. All right, and of course, by now I believe that you have your stakeholder account. So it's very, very important. This is very important. If you want to know what you sell, you need to do that on Staycot. Okay, you need to do that on your Staycot account. And you need to do that by finding products to sell on your Staycot account. So no, we're going to get into it now. Let us show you how to create value posts. So now value posts, like I explained before, are posts or videos or whatever format you're going to have them in. These are things that gets people interested in the opportunity that you're selling. And in the previous video, I gave an example with a sewing machine. I told you that for the value post, you're going to tell them about this exciting new tool that you use to create clothes very, very fast. All right, it's called an automatic sewing machine. And if they want to watch a demonstration, they need to join your community. You're going to show them a demonstration. And then when they come into the community, you're going to understand this if you watched the previous video. When they come into the community, then you tell them about the webinar. This is where you demonstrate the sewing machine, and then ask them that if they've seen how the sewing machine works, do they want to buy? They can click the link and buy. So that is exactly what this is. All right. Now, for the value post, what you need to do is to write the why and sell the how. So now, an example is you're probably selling paracetamol. Okay, you're probably selling paracetamol. So the why is to tell them why paracetamol work. So basically, why they work is they go to where, I mean, when you have a wound, the damaged cell in the site of the wound begins to produce a chemical that gets sent to your brain, which makes you feel pain. So what paracetamol does is to go to that place where there is a wound and stop the production of that chemical, and that's where you do not get the chemicals to your brain, and then you do not feel pain. Now that is how it works. So basically, I mean, that is why it works. So now for your value post, this is what you're going to be explaining, and then what you would sell is the how. That is the paracetamol. All right, so for instance, how do we apply this to a course? So you have an online course, and the online course is how to make money on Amazon selling Amazon books. All right, selling books on Amazon or Amazon KDP or whatever it's called, right? So basically the value post will tell them why Amazon KDP works, why it is very important to actually make money in dollars, and then you now sell the how and tell them that one way they can make money in dollars is to start Amazon KDP, and then this is the link to go get more information. So basically that's how it works. All right, so your value post is on the why. You have to tell them why it works, and then you sell the how. So everything we're going to be doing today is to show you exactly how to write the why. All right, so there are three things that your value post should do when you're creating them. Just follow me, don't worry, you're going to understand this. Just follow me. All right, step by step. Let's take it. Just listen and take notes if you can. Now, the first thing you need to do is your value post should make people click the link to your community. All right, that's the first thing your value post should do. The second thing your value post should do is to break objections, to make sure that every single objections that they would have about your idea about showing up to the webinar is removed. And then the third thing that your value post should do is to create desire. All right, so these are three things, the three simple things. Very simple, very straight to the point, guys. Very simple and very straight to the point. All right, okay, so now this is how it flew. Look at the flow. Now this is the flow. I mean, this diagram, man, this diagram looks a little bit ugly, but then it's very powerful. You can make a lot of money. Ugly stuff makes you a lot of money. All right, so now here is value post, and then here is Facebook group, and then right there is community, and this is live webinar. So this is the flow. So from the value post, after people read the value post, there should be a link to your community. So for here, I'm using an example, using Facebook group as an example. So basically they read the consume the value post. The value post could be video, it could be a post that you put on the Facebook group, and once the members of the Facebook group read it, they click on the link to your community, they join your community. So basically just put this in the Facebook group, all right, and then they read it, they join your community, And then in the community, you tell them about the upcoming webinar, and then the webinar is where you now show them your opportunity, demonstrate it for them, and then ask them to buy. So this is the flow. Value posts dropped in a Facebook group will lead the members of the Facebook group to your community, and then in the community you tell them about the live webinar and get them on the live webinar. So basically that's what it is. All right, so now the focus for this is the value post. So I'm going to show you exactly how to create value post with just 5 steps. All right, so 5 steps. All right, I mean this is amazing, guys. All right, so now there are the 5 step is one of them, but one thing you need to do is to create the avatar. So avatar is a description of the people you want to sell to. You need to know who to sell to before you know exactly how to sell to them. All right, so avatar is the first one. Angle generation, you need to generate an angle you would use to create the post. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that. The next thing you want to do is to create a headline, do objection breakdown, create desire with belief replacement, and then get the click. All right, so now what this is for angle generation is there are different angles you need to write the content, but the reason why people run out of what to write, so there are sometimes you want to come up with an idea of what to write. How are you going to write your value post? What are you going to write about? That is where you have the angle generation. This part would help you to come up with ideas very, very fast. So once you've come up with that idea, the first thing you want to do is to write a headline that's going to attract people to what you've written. Because I mean, the internet is full of a lot of distraction. So for you to get people interested in what you're putting out, you need to have a very strong headline that draws their attention. And then once you have their attention, the next thing you want to do is to begin to break down any form of objection. So any form of objection that they may have, form of address an already existing belief system in them. So this belief system is what directs the decisions they take, it will direct the people they get married to, the friends they make, the places they go to. All right, so what you want to do is to make sure that any belief system that's going to stop them from taking action, the action here is to come to your webinar. We want to make sure that any belief system that's going to stop them from taking that action, we want to replace it with something new. All right, before we now ask them to click and join our community. This way, we'll filter out people that we don't want before they come into the community, so you don't get all types of people. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to go to chat.openai.com. This is ChatGPT, and but then before we do that, I want to show you something. Before we do that, let us first of all pick a product. I'm going to have to share my screen again. Hold on. Okay, so now this is the marketplace for staycut.com. So you want to promote something. The first thing you want to do is to come here and pick up a particular product you want to promote. Okay, so when you pick up that particular product, all right, the first thing you want to do is to click on promote here. We want to go to their sales letter. This is Digital Real Estate Academy by yours truly. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is to read this particular page in fully from the beginning to the end. Just basically go through it and know what the product is about. So when you know what the product is about, the next thing you want to do is to create an avatar for people who would most likely need this product. So it's going to take time for you to go through the product, basically see what the product is about, see what the offer is, and then once you're done with that, you now want to create an avatar for this particular product. So for this product, it is how to make money online using a website, or what I call a digital real estate. So once you know that this is what this product is selling, the next thing you want to do is to go to Chat GPT. All right, you go to Chat GPT, and once you come here, what you do is to type something. I've already done this, but I'm going to do this again so you see exactly how it works. All right. So you come here and you say, my avatar is someone that wants to make money online. You've researched this market. Tell me their fears, desire, and what they want to avoid. Okay. So once you do that, you click enter. All right. And ChatGPT is going to help you to create a background, some form of background on how the people you want to sell to think. So now, if you're looking at this, if you see what's going on here, it's telling us that the fears that they have, the fears they have is financial instability, lack of knowledge, they're scared of scams, deception, they're scared of overwhelming information. Okay. So now, you can also ask ChatGPT to explain each of these steps in details. So for this one, let's say overwhelming information, we can actually ask, please explain what you mean by. Okay, so anyone you don't understand, you can actually ask ChatGPT to explain it for you. All right. So this way you can use AI to understand the target audience that you're going to be selling to fully. So the moment we understand them fully, this takes a few hours. All right. It takes a few hours. The moment you understand it fully, then the next thing you want to do is to go to the next step, which is the angle generation. So there are four ways that you can generate angle. The first one is um avatar angle method. So this is where you pick who the product is for, or who can use the product and how it solves that problem for them. So we come back to ChatGPT. Right here you see these 5 years that ChatGPT has shown us. All right, so each of this are different, can be used as different angles. So each of these are 5 different people having 5 different emotions. What this means is that I can write a content for people who are scared of financial instability, another people who don't have knowledge of how money can be made online, other content for people who have been scammed in the past and just want to find what works. The next one is for people who feel overwhelmed, and then another one is for financial freedom. I mean, with this now I can actually create 10 contents, because for this we have like different angles that we can create content for. All right. So now let us take, for instance, this one, financial freedom. Let us say that this is the content. This is the one we want to create content for. So we come here and we say, okay, we're going to create avatar angle method that we're going to be using or creating the content for is financial, people who want financial freedom. All right. So do you understand? You now see how we now used AI to come up with all of this stuff. It's very easy. So once you're done with knowing your angle, the angle you want to go with, the next one you want to do is probably offer angle method. So these are the specifics of what you're selling that can be given to the the specifics of what you're selling and how it solves the avatar's problem. So now to understand this, I would have to share this tab and I would come to a list of what this particular offer is giving. The first one is a fully designed website for free, a hot selling product, all the marketing they need, and then video training on how to connect and automate everything. Okay, and then also a mentorship program. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 different offer that is being made on this particular page. So what this means is that for this we can use this number one to create a content. Okay, so we can go to we can create a content and say one of the hardest things to do if you want to start up a business online is to create a website. The reason why it's hard is because it's very technical to build one. You need to pay somebody $500 to create one for yourself. But what if you can get one for free? There is a simple opportunity that I'm going to show you that would allow you to get a free website already built for you. Okay, so with this, we've created a content around this one offer. So you can do the same thing for this one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one. All right, so that is exactly what we mean by the offer angle method. All right, so the next one is bonus angle method. All right, so you come back to the offer, to the sales page, all right, and look to see if there are bonuses that they are offering. And of course, there are bonuses. There is this bonus. There's where are bonuses? Okay, there's this bonus. There is that bonus. Special bonus for joining today. um they have bonus one, bonus two, bonus three. All right, so basically what you're going to do is to explain these bonuses one by one, and all of this can come up with 20 contents. You wouldn't run out of content. Remember that I said that the only way to make 10 sales, which is 100,000 naira, promoting any product on Stakeout, for example, is to create 100 content for one platform. I know that when I said that in the last video, some people freaked out. They probably wondered how on earth am I going to be able to create all of that content. With this, you now see that it is very easy to create a limited number of content that you want. Okay, so the next one is the testimonial angle generation. So this is using testimonials to create angle to create a content. So we come here again and see if there are testimonials on this page. We have screenshots here, so this would also count as testimonials. We have different people who have different screenshots of testimonials from people who have gone through this program or listened to Mr. Caesar speak. So you can use each of this to create content. All right, so which means that the first thing, let's go over what we've talked about. The first thing you need to do is to create your avatar, and I showed you exactly how to use ChatGPT to do that. And then the next thing I told you to do is to create your angle. So you can come up with different angle based off what ChatGPT gave you, based off what you see on the sales pages. And I told you that there are 4 methods you can do this with. The first one is the avatar angle method. Second one is the offer angle method, and bonus angle method, and the testimonial angle method. And I gave you examples for each of this. All right. So with this, you're going to have your like different angles listed out. So the best thing to do most of the time is to do this with a jot out. To do this with your Google Doc and just list every single angle one by one, one by one, one by one. So when you have your angles all listed out, the next thing you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to generate your headline. All right, so the beauty of this is that you can use 2 ways to do this. The first one is you can use this template here that I've already listed out for you. All right, so just basically come to this. I'm going to share this doc under this video here on YouTube. So I'm going to share the link to this doc in the description, so you can just have access to it by clicking on the doc. All right, so when you click on the doc, you come here, you click on promo headlines, and you're going to see the different templates that we've already listed out right here. So you can handle every financial obstacle easily using these tips. All right, so the dash, you just insert the appropriate word here, and you have the headline that is going to be catchy. All right, so mistakes in your personal finance that make you look stupid. All right, how to learn internet marketing in 5 steps, how to learn value post writing in 5 minutes. All right, so basically you're just going to use this template here to generate a headline that you're going to be using right here. Okay, so now once you have your headline, the next thing you want to do is to be clear on the different objections. Remember that I told you that there are 5 steps to creating your value post. The first one, we've gone over avatar, we've gone over angle generation. We just went over how to generate headline. I showed you how. The next thing is objection breakdown. So before you break down objections and also create desire with belief replacement, you need to know first what the objections are. So there are 3 different types of objections that people would have about a particular idea. All right, so if you don't want to if you don't want to like think about them and start to stress your head, I mean, some people don't like to stress themselves. Okay, so if you don't want to do that, you can actually use ChatGPT to say, what are the objections objections that people would have in buying a course on how to make money. Okay, so we can have ChatGPT to create all of that for us. Okay, so now these are the different objections that ChatGPT is coming up with. I mean, this is a lot. Okay, so we have 10 of them. All right, so with this, you can actually fly with it. However, if you want to go the old school method, which is my favorite method, old school always works. What you need to do is to understand that there are three different types of objection that people would always have. The first one is the objection of vehicle. So objection of vehicle is people outrightly not believing that what you say works. All right, so if for instance you have a course on how to create Amazon KDP, how to make money using Amazon KDP, some people would not believe that Amazon KDP works, or that it is possible to make money um, um, with writing. All right, so now that is vehicle objection. They do not believe that the vehicle or the opportunity you're sharing actually works. Okay, so now the next one is self objection. So these are the people that do not believe that they have what it takes. So this objection that has to do with the self. So they don't believe that they have what it takes to do the work. So one thing that they might say is, I don't know how to write, so there is no way I can make money with Amazon KDP. Or I do not know how to code, so there is no way I can make money by building a website. All right, so the next one is implementation. So now this is where this is the one where people have a problem with implementation. They don't feel it is hard, it's difficult. They feel that the process is very long. Okay, so now these are the three different objections that people would have: objection of the vehicle, objection of self, and objection of implementation. So now let us work with an example. So let us assume make money online, which is the product that we are trying to create a copy for. All right, want to create an objection. What's it called now? I want to create a value post live for this particular product right here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to be clear on is, let me come back to this document. The first thing we need to be clear on is vehicle. So one thing that is they might say, I don't think making money online works. Okay, make money online does not work. Okay, so this could be one objection that they would have. And the next one is self. It could be, I am not techie. I'm not techie. So this could be, I'm not techie, so I can't be the website. I'm not techie, so I can't do what it takes to actually make money using the internet. The next one is implementation. It is hard. All right, so now with this we can create different content. We can create a content for vehicle, we can create for self, we can create for implementation. We can do all of them together. All right, so now when we have this, the objection solution or belief replacement is finding exactly one thing that answers this objection and putting it here. So if for instance the person believes that make money online does not work, what can you use to replace this belief? So this is a belief system. What can you use to replace that belief system? You have to give them results. You have to show them results. That's number one, result of people that it has worked for. All right, so we can do this by showing them. We can do a case study, how I built a 200 year business. I mean, this is my story because staker.com is as I mean, we paid more than this last year alone. So case study. All right, or how Mr. Caesar, okay, and his co-founder Joshua Mba built a 200 million a year business. All right, so this is the case study. We could do this for the replacement. So with this, if you can actually show this case study with proof, then we are going to change the mind of these people that it works to make money online. So the next one is I am not techie. All right, so we can now show them how to use a drop and drag or a drag and drop platform to build a website without being techie. Okay, build a website in 10 minutes flat. Let me use this 10 minutes flat without being techie. All right, so implementation, it is hard, and I'm going to show them how to use ChatGPT to create marketing, or how to use AI to build out your entire business, which is very possible now, right? I mean, we've been working with AI all through this training, and you can see that it is very easy to do this stuff. All right, so how to use AI to build out your online business. Okay, so now what we have now is three different contents that we can create. So with this content, once you create, you could probably create this content and um and put it on the groups or on let me go back to this so you can see what I mean. So you can create this content here, and you can put each of them in a Facebook group that you pick. I'm going to show you exactly how to come up with the right Facebook group soon. So let's just stick to this, and then I'm going to show you all that very soon. Okay. All right. So the next thing you want to do is we want to create a content around this particular first one, vehicle. Okay. And it is case study. Already we have a very, very good headline. So I can just copy this and paste it here like this. Okay. I can just copy this and paste it here like this. And or you can go to the promo headline. We already have the promo headline templates here that you can work with. All right, so you can say the secrets of successful startup founders, Mr. Caesar and Mr. Joshua, or you can say um, 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 clear and unbiased facts about how money is made online. All right, so now I mean this is just so beautiful. You can use this to come up with very good headlines. All right. Let me go back to this. I mean, I'm shuttling between different docs. It's a handful. Okay, so now case study how Mr. Caesar and his co-founder Joshua Amba built a 200 million naira a year business. So we have our headline like this. So the next thing we want to do, if you want to create this, is to describe the problems as bullet points. So now this is where you describe the problem. So the problem we want to address is the problem of make money online does not work. It does not work. It's just scam. Okay, so we want to address that head on. So the first thing we want to do is to speak directly to that problem and say, I know you think that making money online does not work. Okay, and then you can put headline here and say if it is making them money, why do they share it? Maybe ask, you may be wondering if it is making them money, why do they share it? It is all a bunch of crap. Does not work. All right, so basically like list out the problem that they feel, or the belief system that they have. Okay, so now once you describe the problem, or we can do this, let's do this, let's do this. All right, let's do this way. Okay, you are broke now, have no money, just left school with no job and nobody to support you. there is no startup capital for you to start with. Okay, you now say, what if I told you? What we just did now is that we described the problem that they are facing. That's what we did here. And sorry, I mixed this up. What if I told you that making money online is the surest way? What is that word? Is that a word? Surest way to make money without, even if you have all of these problems. Okay, now this your should be probably in depth. I'm just doing this off the top of my head and we're doing it quickly, so that's why it's not really going to be perfect right now. Okay, so now what we just did now is we described their problem, and then we now hinted on why making money online is the best route. And then the next thing we want to do is to call out their old belief system. Yeah. So we now say, but I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You think making money online does not really work. Okay. All right. So you now list out if it is making money, is making money for them, why do they share it? You're probably wondering, if you're making money for them, why do they share it? Like, you list out the old belief system that they have, and then you replace it. You replace it with an alternate belief. Okay, so an alternate belief here could be case study, Joshua and Bar. So you could say, these two guys built a business online and have been sharing a successful business online and have been sharing their secrets. I'm sharing their secrets. The reason is because if it's the reason is because successful people don't hoard information because they believe that the sky is big enough. Okay. All right. So now you see what just happened. What we are doing is that we are introducing an alternate belief. So there are 4 ways that you can introduce an alternate belief. The number one is to tell them believable questions or facts, to tell them stories, which we just did now. This is a story of Mr. Caesar and Joshua. Okay. All right. Now that's the stories. You can do case studies, you can do researches. So these are basically things that prove to people that that replaces the old belief that people have. All right, so now after you've done this, you've either used believable questions of fact, you've used stories, you've used case studies and researches to replace the old belief system that you called out initially. The next thing you want to do is to tell them to join your community. So for instance, for this particular content I'm creating here, you can say, if you think that learning what these two guys did interests you, I have been studying them. Okay, I've been studying them for 12 months and know all their secrets. Okay, join my community as I expose them, as I expose these secrets. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now this is it. Okay. Now it looks like content here. We explained. Remember what I said. The value post should explain why. and then you now sell the how. So the how is what we just did here. We told them that if they want to learn the secret of why these guys are doing all of this and how they do it, then you can join here. And so this is an example. This is another example again. Another example again for this is for people, men who take BP drugs or men who have high blood pressure. Okay, so now here we said we use the call out headline. I just want you to identify the call out headline, identify every single thing that we just did with this. So here an example, we said the deadly dangers of BP medications. And then the next step is to describe the problem. We tell them you take bisoprolol daily to knock down your BP. In fact, your doctor has increased the dosage. You're struggling to keep up with all the rules that the doctor has given you. And to make the matter worse, the life threat that your BP puts you under scares the living hell out of you. In fact, majority of kidney failure, stroke, and heart attack are as a result of uncontrolled high blood pressure. All right, so what we just did is this first step here, which is to call out. We did the call out headline, which is deadly dangers of BP medication, and then we did the rapport, which is where we describe this problem in details using bullet point. The next one, which means you have to take your drugs or you are in danger. But the hidden truth about BP medication is dangerous. In fact, here it is: if you stay on BP medications for long, you end up with erectile dysfunction. This is a state where you cannot be able to get a so on and so forth, which means your spouse will not get the sort of intimacy she desires, and should begin to hope you're full and strong enough. And God forbid you married someone who is not loyal. Sexual dissatisfaction is one reason why most women cheat on their husband. The good thing is that drugs are not the only way to reverse high blood pressure. So basically what we just did is with this is to call out an old belief system. All right, we call out an old belief system by telling them, okay, like these are things they already know about the dangers of this medication. So we called it out, we brought it out to the forefront. And then the next thing we do is to say the good thing is that drugs are not the only way to reverse high blood pressure. This is a new idea that we want to reintroduce to them. So we want to replace the old belief system that they need a drug to do this, to replace it with something else. In fact, there is a new way to reverse high blood pressure without changing diets, without drowning in heavy medications, and without ending up with that. In fact, this method is so powerful that it has worked for the following. Wally, for instance. So what we just did now is that we are supporting our claim with a case study, which is client story. All right, so we say Wale, for instance, while taking drugs, was struggling to keep his BP below 150. Then after using this new method, he was able to land at 120/70. All right, so interested in this alternative system, go ahead to check it out. So this place now is going to be your community. Does that make sense? I mean, this is very easy. But then if this feels very stressful for you, so what you would have to do is to copy all of this. Let me see. You just copy all of this, you come to ChatGPT and let AI do the work for you. Let me see if this copies. Create a short write-up using this template below. Let's see if this would work. Okay. All right. Let's see if this would work. And we'll see what create a short write-up on the dangers of high blood pressure medications. Let's see. I'm excited. I want to see what this brings out. Boom. Create a short write-up on dangers of so okay. All right, so with this, ChatGPT just created it for us. All right, so this ChatGPT just created it for us. So you can just use this if you don't want to like go through the stress of doing it yourself from scratch. All right, so that's exactly how this works. So with this, you can create your value post. You can create as much value post as possible for the different angles that you come up with. Okay, so now what I want you to do is go to your Stakeout Marketplace now. Go to Stakeout Marketplace now. Where is Stakeout Marketplace? Share this tab instead. Okay, go to your Stakeout Marketplace. Inside your Stakeout account, just pick up any particular product here, and using the same this method that I have shown you now, create value posts for it. You can create up to 50, 100 value posts, 10, 5 if you want, and then have it handy. All right, so now once you have it handy, the next thing you want to do is to go to your Facebook account. When you go to your Facebook account, we want to search for groups. Okay, so let's search for groups on high blood pressure groups. So this is these are going to be groups where, okay, so we have different groups here. So basically, we are assuming that every single person in this group, of course, would be interested in high blood pressure for some reason. And most times, the reason why they are interested in it is because they have it, or they have somebody who has it, which means that right here, you have groups of where people that have the problem you want to sell converge. So here we have 16,000 members, which means you have 16,000 potential people who would buy from you when you put your value content here. Here we have 14,000, here we have 59,000, here's 49,000 people, 17k people. I mean, there's a lots of groups, lots of groups here that you can just join and drop your value post in. Okay, so each of your value posts should come with a link to your community. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in the next video. It's going to come with a link to your community. So basically what you do is to create your value post, you come here and you drop them. So when you drop them in all of this, you would be having more than 1,000 people see your content every day. So make sure that your content are helpful. So now for this, you can say rewrite this. Let's see, let me share this tab here. So you need to make sure that your content has some form of helpful content inside them, so that the owners of this group do not kick you out, because if you spam these groups, they'll probably kick you out. So your content needs to be something that would help the members of the group, so they can expect your content and look forward to having you in the group. Rewrite the above write-up, adding a little helpful content people would love to read. Let's see if ChatGPT understands our question, and it does. Okay, it does. Okay, so insightful content, they put it here as insightful. Imagine a life where you're empowered to make sure that the diet's rich in potassium, lean protein, and fiber can significantly lower your blood pressure, right? So now, they just put a content. So you can do this with ChatGPT. It's free, actually. ChatGPT is free. So you can go to chat.openai.com to create an account, and you'll be able to start using it. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, you would be able to create your value posts. Remember what I told you? I showed you how to create. Let's go over what we explained. I told you, I give you a recap of this particular diagram. I told you create your value post, you put it in this, you drop them in groups. I showed you right now how to find those groups, and each of the value posts should direct people to join your community. So when people join your community, they go watch the webinar. After watching the webinar, under the webinar, they should see a link to the product. So the CTA, your affiliate link, should be here. So when they click on it and buy, you make a sale on Stakeout. All right, I asked you to create these things, and then I told you that there are 3 things that your value post should do: is to get people to click to join your community, to break objections, and create desire. I told you about this diagram. Your value post should go to Facebook groups. I showed you how to find this, and then leads to community, and then live webinar. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about this community aspect, and then finally, we're going to talk about the live webinar part. I gave you this 5-step, and I showed you exactly how to do this step one by one and how to use it to develop angles and create content ideas. And then I also showed you how to work with the steps of creating this value post and how to use ChatGPT to do it if you don't want to do it off your head. And also, we now ended it with I give you this example too. So I'm going to be adding this document under this video so you'll be able to access it whenever you want. So now go and do all the tasks that I've shown you here and create your first value post, join the group, and begin to add people to your community. So your community is a WhatsApp group. So the link you add them to, the link you add to the value post is the link to your WhatsApp group or your Telegram channel. You can start doing this now and start building your community. See you in the next video where we break community and webinar.